Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever I'm finding you in the world. This is Lorraine Pursell, your host for the Feminine CEO podcast. I'm here live with you every Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern at facebook.com/Lorraine Pursell MA, except for having to take a little segue lately and come over to my Confident Dreamer Facebook group. Yes, this is a place where Earth Angels come to be empowered. Daphne, hey, this is where Earth Angels come to be empowered. We come to remember who we are. We get our intention for the week. We find out what Mother Earth wants us to, what kind of energy Mother Earth wants us to good morning, honey, wants us to hold on to while we are going about our business during the week. So good morning, good morning, good morning. As you jump on, please say hello in the comments so that I know you're here. I can see the numbers, but I can't see who it is. Sean, good morning. Happy Monday. Yeah, I have a few things on my mind this morning, and I'm just going to let them surface and bubble up. I'm finding lately that my mind is just bypassed. I'm just kind of at the mercy of what surfaces for me lately. I'm not sure what that's all about, but so as usual, I'll be bouncing all around, which is just fine. It's the way I operate. I remember about probably 25 years ago, I had a brain scan from a psychiatrist about ADHD because a big part of my career was spent with ADHD kids and dyslexic kids, helping them function, stay in their bodies, learn how to read, function with their stuff. And he had probes on my frontal lobe, and he said he had never in all of his life had seen such an ADHD brain. That was pretty interesting. So, yeah, I jump all over the place. I can't help it. It's just the way I am. I have to say it immediately when it comes in, or else it goes away, and it's just been that way all my life. So, anyway. So you will see me jumping all over the place, but I have a few things that are on my mind that I wanted to share. And while we're doing that, let's start breathing to Mother Earth. So we're going to take some deep breaths. My sister's here in California. Deep breath. Actually, in the Confident Dreamer, it does tell me when people jump on. It never did in the business page. So that's cool. All right. And I'm really happy that I went for a little walk this morning with my 8-pound weight. I need to increase it to 10 pounds. And I've just been so intense on a project I've been doing that I haven't been getting up and out into the fresh air. Plus, it's been really cold. So now, thank you, Daphne. Daphne's saying, keep on jumping all over the place. We need it. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I just hope it's not too irritating. I know people who are really structured, they really get annoyed by it, and I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be undisciplined. I'm just not. If I get disciplined, like I can be disciplined when it comes to things like, exercise and eating regimen and that kind of thing. But when it comes to creativity, and this is a creativity, I lose everything when I go into structure. Oh my God, it is not pretty. I found that out when I was on NBC for 2.5 years. I had a weekly TV show. Actually, it was more like a segment on NBC. And the first time I went there, I remember I was practicing with Honesty Krieger in Williston, North Carolina, my first show. And I'm like, okay, I'm memorizing all these points. And the more I tried to memorize, the more I lost my light. And when I showed up, I was so nervous. And I don't think I'd ever been on television before. So I was a little bit nervous. And it was ugly. It was ugly. And I just sat in the middle of it. Not unlike the first time I decided to follow my agent's instruction in modeling and look down my nose at people. And it was the most cold, frigid experience I ever had. People used to come up to me and embrace me after the shows because they liked me. They liked my warmth. And this one time when I decided to do it, my agent was telling me and just look down my nose at people, like, so that they would want to run out and get the clothes at Saks Fifth Avenue. I said, I will never again do that. I will never again look down my nose at people. Oh, that's what I wanted to share. Janine, help me remember the story about what happened this weekend at 12:30 in the morning. Janine says, I need structure. Yeah, I don't work well with structure. I employ some of it, but it just robs me of all my creativity. I can't handle it. That's why I'm an entrepreneur. I've always been an entrepreneur since I was a little girl. I've tried having bosses a few times and it just doesn't work for me. Okay. So, yeah, I have to be free flow. And so I did it for the next 2.5 years. Every week I had a show. And when I traveled to film, we did 10 in a row. And I never once had to do a double take. I just looked up at a corner in the room where source was for me. And I just focused there. And I just said, God, whatever you want to have come through me, have it come through me. And it did flawlessly. My producer had to take a couple different, had redos, but I didn't. And that just taught me to trust and relax. To trust and relax that I'm going to have the right thing at the right time. And I don't have to try to, so that's what all this garb is. I just got off my walk. I don't have to stress about what I'm going to say because that's my humanness. I don't want people to hear what I want to say. I want people to hear what's coming through me, right? That's all different than listen to me. It's, dear eternal source, please work through me. That's all I'm interested in. I hope you are too. I think if you're here, you are. So we are the Earth Angels. Yes, Daphne, trust and relax. And there's nothing wrong if you need structure. I mean, obviously, most of the people in the world do, but I'm not saying anything around that. But okay, so while I'm looking at these P's, I just want to remind you, if all the matter in the universe was compacted, it would be that big. So we are a thought-generated universe. Everything you see when you look around your house, yes, and Daphne, I'm being used as a conduit. When you look around your house and you see all the things you see were a thought once. So thought is what creates matter. And Joe Dispenza says, if you aren't thinking of your nose isn't there. Your nose doesn't exist. And I trip out around that, you know, but it's the thoughts that we entertain because we can't control what goes into our head. The thoughts are just zooming around, but it's what we decide to grab onto and ruminate on, right? And the way you can tell, so we don't have to monitor our thoughts, the way you can tell if a thought you're having is contributing to you or not contributing to you is by how you feel. And so when you start to feel your emotions tank, that means that, I'm entertaining something icky. So we're going to move away from that and find something better to think about. That's all it takes. That is literally all it takes. Just pay attention to how you feel. If it doesn't feel good, you move on to something else and have an arsenal. What I teach my clients is to have an arsenal. That means, have your weapons ready. Be prepared. Have your whole deal sorted and you're ready. So when those thoughts come and you maybe believe one like, oh, you're not good enough, you're fat, you're ugly, who would want you, blah, 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 blah. And you start to feel those, oh, you have your arsenal. They are the things that make you feel good, like remembering your granddaughter, or remembering a time that you had with your grandchild, or remembering a great time at work, or remembering when you really got to help somebody. Go there. That's what Jesus meant by turn the other cheek. Did not mean turn your cheek so you can get smacked. No, that is not what Jesus meant. What Jesus meant was to turn the other cheek. You see something over here that you're not liking? Turn your cheek over here and look for something. Oh, wow, that's really pretty. And it takes work because we are convinced that we need to stay down in the misery with everybody. And that's not helpful. I'm learning this more and more and more. So in Earth Angel fashion, I got a call at 12:30 in the middle of the night from my neighbor who had been locked out of her house and she was drunk. And I had the spare key. And she's done this, asked me to let people into her house a couple times. And I was just annoyed. Like, she woke me up. And, but I was like, here's the thing. When we get judgy on people, it's only because it reminds us a little bit of ourselves or where we used to be. When I was talking with my debriefing after I couldn't go back to sleep, I called my sister because she's 3 hours earlier than I am. And we had a chat about it. And I said, I don't want to criticize her. And I don't want to even criticize her in my mind. This is the sign of a true Earth Angel. When you don't want to even entertain and criticize in your mind somebody, because there but for grace would go us. And in fact, it used to be me. I used to be like, I don't have a spare key. I've had plenty of opportunities to get a spare key. I just don't think about it. I'm too scattered. I don't love myself enough to take care of myself that way. I did tell her though, when she's texted me, to say she was really sorry the next day, I'm like, okay, I couldn't go back to sleep until 3 and then I woke up at 6. Hopefully I'll get a nap today because I wanted her to feel bad. I did. But it wasn't out of guile and wishing her harm. That's the difference. I wanted her to feel some remorse for her fuck up. Excuse my language. So I just handed her the key. I'm like, here's your spare key. I'm not having this key anymore. It was from my old neighbor. She gave me her key because we had this, take care of each other thing. So that's one thing that is a trait of an Earth Angel, is you don't want to complain about people. And when you do, like sometimes I will complain to my sister, and then we have this pact that if we're going to complain about somebody, we have to then come up with 3 things we appreciate about them. So with every complaint, there's 3 appreciation points. I want to break myself of this lower nature, fucked up way of being. Here I go with the language. I got to reel it back. No, I am not going to be in that. I am going to be this. In fact, I'm going to take my neighbor. This is us. We are lighthouses. Okay. I'm going to take my neighbor out. This thought came to me this morning. I'm going to take her out for a glass of wine this week. We'll go down. There's this little bar outside of this amazing Italian restaurant that's about 1.5 miles from my house. We're going to go down there. We're going to have a glass of wine. And I'm just going to talk with her. She did reach out to me once as a counselor. So, by the way, if you don't know who I am, 30 years marriage, family, and child counselor, certified life coach, and I've been having the privilege of being involved in people's lives, having a front row seat in people's lives for the past 3 decades. Daphne, a drunk neighbor. I had one too. I remember when I was one. Yeah, it's challenging dealing with him. And when he drinks, with his crew. He plays loud music. Yeah, this is our thing, you guys, man. And I'll tell you something along with that line. This morning when I'm on my walk, our pond is really low because we're kind of like, low rainfall in Charleston right now. And so there's new trash and old trash that I'm able to pick up. I'm a trash picker-upper. And I was getting steamed about it because I saw these kids out there yesterday and they were leaving their little Valentine wrappers. And I knew this the whole time and I wasn't able to get victory over, but I'm working on myself with it. I'm getting steamed because I have a thing about people throwing their trash. It's like, huh? Put it in your fucking pockets and take it with you. Don't throw it on the ground. So I'm realizing the whole time I'm walking and the whole time I'm irritated and the whole time I'm upset, this is only hurting me. And I know this and I can't stop it because it irks me so much. That's when I need to get victory over. So when we are getting irritated at the drunk neighbor, when we are blah, 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 it's only hurting us. That's a big, big thing. So I might just ask, where are you getting irritated about something where it's only affecting you? This is just like one of the conundrums of life, right? So how can we release and how can we let that go? I'm going to share with you one of my techniques that I share with my clients called the crystal ball technique. And I'm going to do it because I need it today. So you're going to take so let's just go there. Just close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. And you're going to unload everything that is a burden in your heart, a burden on your back, a burden in your body, in your mind, in your psyche, people you're worried about, people you might have negative feelings toward, and you're going to put it inside that crystal ball. So just put it in, put it in, put it in, put it in. Yeah, Daphne says, I know he is in pain. I feel for him, but I just don't let it bother me anymore. I plan outings and travel. Brilliant, brilliant. I handled it this weekend by giving her the key back. So she can never come to me again for that. And as far as the trash, I need to just be the trash fairy. There's nothing I can do about it. Good morning, Vicky. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for that compliment. Yeah, so it's big. So all the things that irritate us, all the things that bother us, Vicky, we're going to do the crystal ball technique. And this was something, just to give you a little context, this was something that's literally saved my life about 2013, it's about 12 years ago. Oh, yeah, good. Vicky got a new bed, good sleep. There was somebody in my life who was really mean to me. And I had so many bad feelings. I had like disbelief that someone could be like this to me. And so I developed this technique. I really think I was the one that developed this. There was one, the stepping over the line. I modified it from another technique that I learned from a workshop I went to. But this crystal ball one, I'm pretty sure this was just me. Yeah, this was just me. I had to use this to just throw all these negative feelings into. So you're going to see a crystal ball like in The Wizard of Oz, okay? That giant crystal ball. And you're just going to throw everything in there, all the misgivings, all the resentment, all the bitterness, all the anger, all the judgment, everything. Just pour it out of you, all the things that people have done to you. You're just going to stuff it into that ball. There it goes, 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 there it goes. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. In. Find some more. Maybe negative thoughts in your head, some bad feelings about yourself. Put that in there. Just throw it all in, throw it all in, throw it all in, throw it all in. And then you're going to start infusing that crystal ball with light and love, 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 light and love. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Into the crystal ball until it's so full of light and love. It's like a fog, a crystal fog. You can't even see what's in there anymore. Okay? And it's so full that it starts to lift off the pedestal because it's filled with light and love, like helium, and it's going up, 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 up. So it's defying gravity, and all that heaviness is disappearing. It's disappearing. It's disappearing as it's going up and up and up and up and up and up, all the way. The angels are taking it all the way. Dee, good morning. Thank you, Dee. Thank you for reminding me. Dee's reminding me to talk about the buzzards. Okay, I'll finish this. We're doing the crystal ball technique. So you're not too late, Dee. Go ahead and throw stuff in that crystal ball. Throw it in, throw it in, throw it in, throw it in. I think you know this one. Throw it in, throw it in, throw it in, throw it in. Until that ball is everything in you that isn't happy is in there. And then you're going to infuse it with light and love until it gets so full of light and love that it lifts off the pedestal. Like helium, right? It's going up and up and up and up. It can't stay down. It's like the sandbags have been taken off, and it's going up, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. Angels are helping it go up. Angels are helping it. Angels are helping it. Angels are helping it all the way, all the way, all the way. And now it's in the lap of God, because that's where it belongs. What we need to remember is that if it's hurting our body, we're not supposed to carry it. If it's hurting our body, we're not supposed to be carrying it. Yes, Daphne. Daphne's, I don't judge. It's a test for me. Yes, yes, because all it does is show us what's inside of us. It's not a reflection of them. It shows us what's inside of us. I think that's so brilliant. That's why Jesus said, whatever judgment you judge, therewith shall you be judged, because it just comes right back here. So it's in the lap of God now. It's where it belongs. So remember this. If something is bothering you and you're starting to get a headache, you're starting to feel pain in your body, you're not supposed to be carrying it. It belongs there, wherever and whoever that is for you. That's great. Daphne lives in the fitness clubs. That's beautiful. So now that it's in the lap of God and it's out of you, now the next step on this is to ask God, what is the learning in this for you? Not a lesson like you're here being taught a lesson. It's not like that. It's like, what is the wisdom now? Now that there is not the emotional charge. Wisdom is emotion without the charge, okay? So once we've got the charge out of it, you know, meaning the zing, then we have wisdom. So, what is the learning for you in all of this? And God's just telling me it's just to let go, just to let it go. Acknowledge my feelings, acknowledge my irritation, and just let it go. Vicky, I even put my old quilt on my bed that my granny hand-stitched herself, 62 years old. Oh, 62 years ago. That's so sweet. Janine says, love and let go. Yeah, see, this is the difference between the earth angels. Well, I've heard Matt Kahn say that everybody is an earth angel. They're just in different forms of awareness. But those of us in this ilk, I refuse to complain about my neighbor unless I'm willing also to come back with every complaint, 3 things that I appreciate about her. To train my lower nature to get the fuck over it and stop. No, this is going to punish you because you can't complain. You know how bitching is like it's a hot coal and it burns your mouth, actually. Those words, Actually, Louise Hay says in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, that blisters on your lips are from bitching. Think about that. So we are the ones who refuse to judge, refuse to complain, because we know that but for grace would go you and I. But for grace would go you and I. And what I shared with Janine was, hey, that was me 15 years ago. I used to run out of gas all the time because I didn't stop to put gas in my car. Okay? Like, I was a fuck up. So I think I can sit over here and be judgmental about this person? If I do, I'm only hurting myself. I'm only damaging myself. So that's that. And I asked Dee to remind me this weekend to tell the story about the buzzards. And this is what is so good about this. You've heard me say this before, we are like snails and we are like buzzards. Not very attractive symbols, but snails, before the French served snails, they're probably harvested snails. They're probably not garden snails, but they put them over a bed of cornmeal, and that as they traverse over the cornmeal, they eat that cornmeal, and Kathy, hello, it cleans them out, okay? That's what we are doing when we have these situations, like Daphne said, it's there for my learning. We see that, we get pissed, we have our human thing, and then we go, I know better. I know better. There but for grace would go I. There but for mercy would go I. In fact, I have gone there. I have gone there. And so what that I don't go there anymore? That just means I've had more time on the planet. I've had enough time in that experience to change my ways. It doesn't mean I'm better than. Okay? So, that's one analogy for us. We take the grittiness of the planet. We see things on the news. We see a rude driver. And instead of criticizing them, and you can tell by the furrow between your brow, okay, am I sending love to this person? This person, it must be so hard. They're not happy, okay? They've already got their punishment. Not punishment, I don't mean that way. They are already in the throes of misery, okay? They don't need more thrown on them. They could use a little cool water on the flame. That is grace and mercy. And if we think for 1 minute we wouldn't go there if it wasn't for grace and mercy, we are kidding ourselves, because we are all in the human condition. This is the human condition, gang. This is the human condition. Hey, Mary. So the buzzards, did you know that buzzards, they eat dead things, right? They all circle around when there's something dead. They have a hypersensitive nose, olfactory. I don't think they have a nose. Maybe they do. I think they have a couple holes or something. And they're there going to eat it and process it, right? Well, here's the thing. Their excrement is sanitary. Buzzards, what are they? What's another word for it? Turkey hawks? Buzzards. Their excrement is sanitary. It's the only being on the planet whose excrement is sanitary. And that's what we do. When we could use things that we hear, like the news, and when we see somebody limping in the grocery store, we just see a heavy aura over someone in the grocery store, to just take that and throw some light and love on it, and a kind word, kind. In fact, when I went to the door with my neighbor in the middle of the night, I just was hearing, I think it was like the angels just had like reins on me, because I was a little upset, okay, getting woken up because my drunk neighbor needed to get into her fucking house because she'd locked herself out. Oh my God, really? So I could feel like it was almost like there were three voices coming into my head as I went to the door. And it was almost like I felt like some reins on a horse on me. And it was be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind. And I thank God that I was kind. I wasn't like overly, oh, yes, it's okay. You can use me anytime. I was, she could tell I was not happy. She was, here's the thing. When people are in these situations, there's nothing that we can say to them that's harsher than what they're already saying to themselves. We don't need to say anything. Okay, so back to the buzzard. As the earth angels, and we see things on the news and we hear things from people and we witness people in their tough situations. I witness this almost every week as a counselor, just things that are just, oh my God, there but for grace would go I. And just helping people through it in as kind of a way as I can. Sometimes I'm not as kind as I could be, but I do my best. Because sometimes there needs to be some tough love involved, okay? So let's just be honest about that. And I'm pretty good at dishing out some tough love when I need to. But we process it and we throw some light and love on it and we let that stuff go through. And it is the grace that the planet needs right now. So on that note, let's just send some grace and love to the planet, our 8 billion brothers and sisters. And we are in such a tumultuous time right now. We are in such a tumultuous time. Okay? People are flipping out around the edges. And I've said this before. This is the death knell of, yes, Vicky. Daphne, thank you so much for all your contributions. Vicky says, I try to watch the weather and send out prayers to all. Yes. You can use it as like a dartboard for love. You hear about bad things, you just send it out. You just, I can't believe that person did that. Imagine their turmoil and imagine how their body is so riddled with disharmony, and imagine how unhappy they are to dish out what they dish out. It's almost like they're in a burning hell that they just can't get out of. Daphne says, God uses my neighbor to watch over my townhome when I leave town. They are drunk and nosy, which is good for me. Wow. Because they watch me go back and forth and feel good talking about me. They see the designer outfits, the Uber, and me being jovial and happy. Wow. So that's a way to put a good spin on it. Okay, so that's who we are as Earth Angels. Buzzards and snails. And Wayne Dyer says, when you have an orange and you squeeze the orange, what comes out of the orange? Does motor oil come out? Does water come out? No. What comes out is what's in the orange. So these people, these events just show us what's inside of us. Isn't that just brilliant? So when we want to blame, when we want to put our own mouth on fire by bitching and complaining about people and putting people down, we are only burning up our own bodies, okay? So the invitation is to just send light and love and just take it outside of us, do that crystal ball technique. Yes, so here's the crystal ball. If you haven't been grounding to Mother Earth, go ahead and do that. Vicky, been talking to my Kentucky cousins and the hillbilly in me feeding the squirrels and birds. Love my nature. That's wonderful, Vicki. So I am your fairy godmother on Mondays. I call this the Feminine CEO podcast because we operate by a feminine way of being, not the masculine way of being, which has been the way for centuries now, where male energy of just push through, take what you want, pillage, rape, steal. We don't operate that way. We are waiting on God for our strength. Those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Okay, and though he that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. That's all that I'm interested in. I'm only interested in waiting on the Lord in all things. And I can tell immediately when my body goes into this push thing. Now, the masculine comes in once you know your direction, once you've been listening to the source, and once you know your direction, then you use the masculine to hold your feet to the fire and say, okay, I'm doing this. I'm not copping out, because the feminine can go, oh, well, I don't really feel like it. I'll do it later. I'll do it another day. And it's like, oh no, sister, you made a commitment. You got your marching orders from God. Get with it. Okay. That's where the masculine comes in. That's where the discipline comes in that Janine's talking about, the structure. So, yes. Okay. So I think I'm emptied out. If you haven't already, breathe in some white, gold, and pink light through your 50 trillion cells and send anything that isn't serving you down to Mother Earth. Is Sean still on? Where are we with the moon? Does anybody know where we are with the moon? So white, golden, pink light, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Oh man, this is cool. Skyview light, L-I-T-E, Skyview, L-I-T-E. Yes, we have wings like eagles. Too many take life for granted. Love yourself and be kind to all. Yes, Vicki. That's the key. Being kind to all. I just love that the angels were like pulling me back at the front door. Be kind, be kind, be kind. I heard it 3 times in my ear. It's always this ear. Be kind. It was great. Because you're going to feel better about yourself later. You know how bad you feel when you're complaining? Yes, Daphne. So I call this the Feminine CEO podcast because we are committed to living in a feminine way of life, which is waiting on God to renew our strength. So bringing the masculine and the feminine into balance. Yes. So what is your message from Mother Earth? Can anybody tell me where we are? New Moon Thursday. New Moon Thursday. This is, thank you, Sean. So why don't we do a new moon, get it down anyway. So with the new moon, we invite in what we want to bring in. So get yourself a piece of paper, card. What we're going to do is write down everything we want to bring in with the new moon. And what you do is on Thursday or Friday or Wednesday, just somewhere around there, you're going to bury it in the ground. You're going to dig with a trowel and you're going to put it in the ground. If you live in an apartment and you have no soil that you can access, you can put it between a plant and its saucer and then water it. So write down, get yourself a piece of paper. What do you want to bring in for the new moon? Oh, I want to bring in productivity. Thank you, Sean. I'm so glad you're still here. Productivity. Peace, influence, just more positive energy, as much positive energy as I am able to. Yes, Vicki. Oh, I love the Ho'oponopono prayer. Oh, here's another story. Ihaliakala Hulin was in Oahu. He was a psychiatrist, is still a psychiatrist. and he took over a ward in the lockdown ward on Oahu. And I actually studied with him. And he's the man who, all he did, Sean, you may know this story. He didn't visit with one of the patients, one of the, I want to say inmates, because they were locked down. They couldn't even leave their rooms, I think, except probably to eat, or I'm not sure all of it was. But yes, go ahead and drop in the comments what you want to bring in. Daphne's saying tranquility, focus, endurance. And all he did for 6 months was sit in his office and do Ho'oponopono prayer over everyone's files. He didn't even open their files. He didn't get to know any of the patients. He just said the Ho'oponopono prayer over the patient, over their files. And within 6 months, everyone was let out of the psychiatric ward. For those of you who don't know what the Ho'oponopono prayer is, it's I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And it's us taking responsibility for everybody's sins, if you want to use that word, missing the mark, because we are in the human condition. So when we say, I'm sorry, we're saying, I'm sorry for everybody. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for everybody for having the human condition. I love you, meaning I love you, God, and then thank you. And you just say that over and over again, taking responsibility for the human condition and asking forgiveness for the human condition. And those inmates were released in 6 months. And he didn't work with one of them. He just said the Ho'opono prayer. Crazy. Yeah. E. Haleakala Hugh Lynn. Incredible man. I studied with both him and Joe Vitale when they were there in Hawaii when I was living there. And yes, pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. So congratulations for you for engaging in Ho'oponopono. You have to be talented just to say that word. Okay. Vicky saying, bring in more sunshine, be positive, stop the people pleasing, take care of me, and making others laugh brings joy to me. Yes, and others, Vicky. Did I miss anybody? Sean, peace, love. Mary, peace and enjoying my granddaughter visiting from Arizona. Yay. Kathy, focus on your desires and tranquility. Very good, very good. I can't comment. Wait, maybe I can. Is this a... Oh, I can. So I'm going to do productivity. Okay, this is going to take me forever because I have to do productivity. I'm just going to put that one in. Productivity. Really want productivity. But I also as much positive energy as I can muster. Went to an HOA meeting, Homeowners Association meeting for my condo complex. And, I'm just always thanking the board members, whether I agree with them or not, because they're doing a volunteer job that's benefiting all of us instead of getting all up in arms. And I told my neighbor, I'm like, people who complain, it's like, well, you want that job? You want to do that? What would happen if people didn't step up to be HOA members, HOA board members, So anyway, and I got a little orchid for the president that just stepped down just to thank her for last year, even though I didn't like what she did. I still, it's a volunteer job. And I want to be that person. And when I am incredible, when I do incredible things, it's like I just say to myself, I love me. I'm so glad I'm me. And I want to be that person. I want to be that person. Even though it crucifies my ego, I don't care. I want to be that person. Okay? Okay, hold on here. Vicky, and watching my sailor tongue because of our favorite words are such great therapy for a lot of people. I've had so many people tell me that when I swear, it makes them breathe. Okay, Kathy, closing at the bank. Does that mean you sold your place? Heading to Texas this week for a few months. That's incredible, Kathy. Mary, yes, positive energy. Yeah, I want to be, and I'm over people criticizing me for it. I've just accepted that I am Pollyanna. I am. And Pollyanna had an edge. Did you know that? She had an edge. She was like a little Dickens too, which I am. So I'll tell you guys the next step that I'm in my book is my tech guy and I are getting all of my, I'm saying this because I have all these right here, all of my programs onto these little sticks. I've got probably 30 different programs that I've created over the 30 years. And I'm going to put, each one is dedicated to a different program. All the videos, all the notes, all the lectures, all the audios, and putting them on these sticks. And I'm going to have one for each one and label it like this. This is for Women's Self-Love Journey. Has like 423 pieces of information on here. And then I'm going to just look over my material. I don't know. I just is the next step for me. Just the next step for me. Yes. So that's keeping you abreast of my book writing adventure that I am not in any way going to force to happen. So this is the next step, the next thing that felt good. All right. So Mother Earth is telling me, she's telling me to be calm and know that it's all going to work out. That I trusted and I followed my heart, and it's all going to work out. Oh, God, Kathy. Woo! Kathy bought a tiny home, and she's setting it up in Texas Hill Country. Oh, my God. Who here wishes they were Kathy right now? Oh, that is so sweet. That is so amazing, Kathy. You have to send us pictures. You have to send us pictures. Can you put pictures in our Facebook groups? I would just love that. That is just brilliant. There you go. Love tiny houses. It's funny because I have this place, it's about 1,200 square feet. And I have about 8 different stations in my house where I move around and I coach people. Like different spots just suit me at different times. I'm like a cat. Like, okay, it's got to be just right. Got to just find it just right. Like when I'm talking to different people where they belong. One more thing I want to share because I forget about this. But this is Brer Rabbit book. I know it's backwards for you. But there's a story in here that I have shared with my clients in times past, and I think it's applicable. And it's called Tar Baby. It's probably a little, what do they call that? Politically incorrect, racist. But this was written, God, way back when, probably during slavery times. So it's called the Tar Baby. Is this what it is? Okay. So Brer Fox tried to think of a good way to catch Brer Rabbit, but the rabbit was always too clever for him. One day, Brer Fox worked out a new plan. With a lot of tar, he made a tar baby, put a hat on its head, and stuck it on a stick near Brer Rabbit's house. Then he hid in some bushes and waited to see what would happen. Brer is short for brother. Kathy, probably, so, amen. Ready for my cabin and Jeep. Share some pictures. Yes, yes, yes. Kathy's saying, probably so. Might take a minute. There's no internet where I'm going. Disconnecting to write. Wow, I just love this. Okay. With a lot of tar, he made a tar baby. So here's the picture of the tar baby, okay? And so the fox is trying to catch the rabbit. It's an ongoing thing. So he says, before long, Brer Rabbit came walking along, and when he saw the tar baby, he stopped and looked at it in surprise. He had never seen anything quite like that before. Good morning, said Brer Rabbit. It's a fine day. But the tar baby couldn't answer. Can't you hear me? Shouted Brer Rabbit at the top of his voice. But still the tar baby didn't answer. This made Brer Rabbit so angry that he rushed up and hit the tar baby, and of course his paw stuck to the tar. That reminds me of how I got upset about the trash and how we can get upset about things and that only hurts us. His paws stuck to the tar. Let go, yelled Brer Rabbit, or I'll hit you again. So he hit out with the other paw, and that stuck as well. There was Brer Rabbit stuck to the tar baby, and he couldn't get off. Then Brer Fox walked out of the bushes and laughed, for this was just what he hoped would happen. So Brer Rabbit is now stuck in this tar baby. And this is what Brer Fox looks like right now. He's happy. He's caught his victim. You seem to be stuck up this morning, Brer Rabbit, he said. Now I've caught you at last, and I mean to punish you. You won't play any more tricks on me. Brer Rabbit thought quickly. Do what you like to me, Brer Fox, he cried, but don't throw me into the briar patch. Hang me or drown me, please, but please don't throw me into the briar patch. That must be the way to hurt him, thought Brer Fox. So he pulled Brer Rabbit off the tar baby and flung him into the briar patch. That will be the end of him, he barked. But in a moment, Brer Rabbit had scrambled off. I was born and bred in a briar patch. He laughed as he scampered home. Born and bred in a briar patch. So the lesson is what? What's the lesson? Don't let people know what gets you. Don't let people know what gets you. I've worked a lot with this story with couples, right? Because we want to dig where we know they're going to get irritated. So just change your goat. People got your goat, change their goat. Okay, so into the quantum field we go. What is your desire? What is your desire? What are you wanting? Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the wish fulfilled. Start at the end. Start at the end. Start at the end. You don't go through the little steps. You go to the end. What is the end of what you desire? What is the end of what you desire? And live there. Just live there, experience it, experience it, experience it, experience it, experience it. Ah, yes, 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 yes. What is that wish fulfilled? Feeling so proud of yourself, feeling so full of yourself. Yes, yes, yes. And how much more you're able to serve others from this place. More money, a harmonious relationship, a healthy body. There you are, there you are, there you are, there you are, there you are. Feel it, feel it, feel it. The quantum field is like gravity. It's not something you decide to use. It's what is. So you can either love it or not, but it's there. So feel it, feel it, feel it. Universe doesn't hear our words. Universe only hears our feeling. The thing that we're feeling is what we are communicating to the universe that we want more of. Because we are in a law of attraction universe, whether you like it or not, whatever opinions you have of it. You can say, I don't like gravity. It doesn't change gravity. It is thoughts become things, law of attraction. Universe hears our feelings and not our words. So what you're feeling, if you're feeling bad, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling victimized, universe will give you more situations to feel that. It's just the way it is. I'm just the messenger. Vicky, dancing in my living room, hooked to my oxygen. Love the reels. Yes, yes, yes. Shake your groove thing, Kathy. End of what I desire. Finished successful project. Yes. Vicky, Ollie with his little hoodie on too. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. So that wish fulfilled. Kathy, I need your author energy, please. Send me your author energy. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. As your fairy godmother, this is what it takes. This is the work. This is the work. And continue feeling that all week long. I had a lot of stories this morning, so I'm a little long today, but that's okay. So as a reminder, I'm here every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern. Thank you, Kathy. At 8 Eastern, 8 a.m. Eastern, facebook.com/Lorraine Pursell MA. For now, until I figure out why Facebook isn't letting me go live. It's over here on Confident Dreamer. Okay, here's our card. But what about those? Oh, I don't think I want to go into that. All right. I'm gonna pick one that I want. Sorry. Okay, this is it. Oh no, it's this one again. Okay, it must be. But what about those innocent little babies? Even your babies are offering vibrations that universe is matching. And like you, your little ones are influenced by the vibrations of those who surround them. But nevertheless, they are creating their own reality. And like you, long before their physical birth, they set into motion their life experience they are now living. Okay, so this is a very, very controversial card. But I'm finally getting it as I've studied this for about 40 years now. No. I've studied this for about 20 years now. Yeah, about 20 years now. And who's to say that someone didn't choose to come in with an impediment? Who's to say? Maybe they wanted that experience. That's why they came down. And also, parents in their worry send that energy to their children. That's why you better turn that shit around fast. If you're worrying about your children or your grandchildren, you're sending that energy out. Vicky, peace and prayers to the universe and love yourself. And Grandma Vicky over here, love the children on the property to have a great day to all. Thank you, Victor. Okay, this is Rebecca Campbell. Yeah, that's a tough one. Like who are we to say that somebody who has not a perfect body is not the way they want to be? Who are we to say that that's not maybe what they chose or was part of their path? We can't say. All right, this card is Lost lands. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Lost lands. Soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. The world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times and the rememberings and gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and ideas you've received are divinely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. Some think that lost lands exist in the past. Others believe they exist today in a different dimension. I believe these ancient lands also exist in the souls of those who experienced them. If this card comes to you, perhaps the wisdom of lost lands such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon exist within you. And through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of these ancient lands so we can learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. Star Seed Soul Inquiry. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. So I am going to hold this on my heart in proxy for you. I unlock any forgotten wisdom and soul gifts from lifetimes past. And I could feel a direction growing on me during this live stream. So I am going to follow through and call this person and be obedient to what I'm feeling. Okay, loves, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being an empowered earth angel. Thank you for contributing your energy to the planet. Thank you for what you do for all of us, for the planet at large. Let's again just send this beautiful, pure energy out to our 8 billion brothers and sisters. Grace and mercy, grace and mercy, grace and mercy. Compassion is the radicalism of our time. That's the Dalai Lama. Compassion is the radicalism of our time. Just feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Sending compassion to every person on the planet, every political leader that we don't like, every warmonger, every rapist, every murderer, every person that is a manipulator, every narcissist. We send compassion. We send compassion. We send compassion to the people who are being influenced by them, that they would also have compassion, compassion, compassion. Grace and mercy, grace and mercy, grace and mercy. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. Light and love to every molecule of matter on the planet. Every road, every wall, every ceiling, every soil, every grain of soil, every water molecule, every human being, every molecule of food, all plants, all animals, all humans, light and love, light and love, light and love, light and love, light and love. Mother Nature, Mother Earth, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you, we love you. Yes, 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 yes. Guide us, guide us, guide us, guide us, guide us. I love you, my sisters. Many blessings. I will see you next Monday, if not before. Be tuned in to Facebook and email and Instagram and YouTube for fresh inspiration this week to keep you on track. What is your intention for this week, though? What is your intention? What is your intention? Mine is to be productive and have exercise. Same one as last week. Be productive, exercise, be happy. Daphne, have a blessed day, beloved Earth Angels. I appreciate the sacred space. Thank you, Daphne. I do too. I'm so happy you guys come and play with me. All right. I'll see you next week live. If not before. I'll see you. Bye-bye.